When it comes to society and especially social media, there comes a point in time where you are reminded of the stupidity of some of the worst people ever that will run their mouths from afar, make claims towards a person, not realizing that that person is not in the room with them and they got to do everything from their locked houses. And you find yourself seeing this and you wonder to yourself, is this person perfectly sane? Is this person bright or are they absolutely stupid and deluded? Well, that is the case that ran through my head today when I had caught this article by Ringside News pertaining to the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler, responding to a fan who claims she couldn't beat up men. Yes, don't be surprised if it's some stupid, deluded fan that thinks WWE is real fighting, but let me give you some detail as to what this is really about from this deluded moron. Basically, it states, let's see. Recently, Baszler took to social media with a bold claim she could defeat most men in a fight. A fan replied to skepticism, suggesting that her genetics wouldn't allow her to beat up a man in a real fight without cheating. Shayna Baszler was quick to respond, countering with her firsthand experience in combat sports. And let's see what the Queen of Spades absolutely says here. As someone who has trained alongside men for a living, especially, you're wrong. Also, most men don't think to train to actually fight at all. And that's a pretty accurate statement. But I can't help but feel that Shayna did not touch base on the fact that yet again that we have a deluded wrestling fan who obviously doesn't know much about Shayna's background. You see, WWE matches are scripted. They're not real fighting, not really. Shayna Baszler came from the MMA world. She is a jiu-jitsu black belt. She also is trained in Muay Thai. She knows the strikes on where to hit people. She knows pressure points. She knows how to snap limbs. No pun intended about the limb by limb catchphrase she uses. Shayna Baszler is in tip-top physical shape. And for the audacity of this deluded moron to make a claim like that and try to use genetics when it's not about genetics at all, it's not about one being superior over the other in terms of gender. It's about the fact that this guy is just doing this obviously to cause a problem. This guy does not get it. When you are trained in martial arts, no matter what style, you know the most biggest parts of the body were to hit. It won't matter if a person is a man or a woman. If Baszler was to use any of this stuff on any legitimate person, whether woman or man, on the street, that's just someone walking around in existence who's never been to a gym, who's never took combat sports, who's never done anything in their life. If Shayna Baszler was to confront that person and that person tried to back up their claim, they would be on the ground in a matter of seconds, regretting ever spewing that bullshit. It's common knowledge that all martial artists, no matter men or women, they know where to strike the body. They keep in tip-top shape. They're faster, they're stronger than any of these average people walking around on the street. And I really, really doubt that the guy that makes this claim is even in shape. He's probably somebody that sits at home stuffing pizza down their throat, watching life pass them by, probably is addicted to the internet, never does anything with their time, probably doesn't even know what a Planet Fitness is or even a weight or a barbell. They probably don't even know what whey protein is. Just another person that buys into what they see on WWE TV and they think that's real fighting. WWE matches are predetermined. That it's not real fighting. What you see Baszler do in that ring, yeah, it's scripted entertainment, but if that were real fighting, if she was to say go hard at Raquel Rodriguez or Natalia or Liv Morgan, those three performers would be on the ground in a matter of seconds, either unconscious or they would have permanent damage done to them. If you don't need really any real knowledge of Shayna's background, you can look it up online. She's legit. She's strong, she's fast, she can brawl, she can basically do things a lot of women performers can't do. And I'm not knocking the other performers, they're all tough in their own right. But I am saying, why on earth would you want to start something with someone who's got the ability to cause permanent damage, if not kill a person? Does this wrestling fan look at their own logic and maybe look at what MMA is and martial arts and staying in shape? If they obviously took the time to come on here and do this, they obviously have time to go out into the real world and get familiar with that kind of stuff and realize it's not scripted entertainment and professional wrestling. And I'll give you some other examples here. I'm reminded of, and I really don't like the guy, and I'll gladly bring this story up that anybody can find on YouTube. Good old John Bradshaw Layfield, the wrestling god. He tried to pick a fight with the martial artist Steve Blackman years ago by ribbing him constantly before Blackman laid waste to the guy at an airport. Okay. Despite Bradshaw being big and strong, Steve Blackman pretty much destroyed him. All right. Another example. When Braun Strowman went too stiff on Brock Lesnar, what happened? Brock Lesnar dropped this guy within the span of 2 punches. All right. Because real interjected into scripted entertainment. That is what fans like this idiot who's attacking Baszler does not realize. Wrestling and MMA are very different. And that is what the case is with this guy. He's obviously not able to tell WWE from MMA. The guy's deluded. And the same thing can be said for some of the other performers that actually have been attacked by guys like this. They use the logic that everything is about men over women or women over men in that logic of thinking. When in reality, when you know martial arts and you know where to strike a person and you stay in shape, you can do a lot of things. And I believe Shayna Baszler, if she confronted this guy would not get in her face and say any such thing. He'd be walking away really fast, hoping that Shayna doesn't bring him right to the ground. And if you think I'm kidding around about her background, go read about jujitsu and Muay Thai and the stuff that she trains in and learn about the skill and where these martial artists are able to strike and the damage they can do, and then come back and tell me that she couldn't take most men. Shayna Baszler would rip this guy apart. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Baszler fan. I'm saying that because it's reality. This is what really pisses me the fuck off about all these wrestling fans. They always buy into what they see in scripted entertainment and they think that they can just mouth off to anybody that they attack online, knowing that that person is not able to hear it. That's the logic of today's wrestling fans. For example, you may not like a Logan Paul, but give the man some credit. He did boxing. He's doing wrestling. There was even reports that he wanted to try mixed martial arts. I think he would do pretty good in it. Okay? But all these wrestling fans, they need to know when to not cross the line. They need to know their damn place and not go to the level that this idiot is saying. This idiot does not obviously understand that Shayna Baszler could rip him apart very easily. Now, in real fighting, I understand anything could happen. I'm not saying Shayna could not be defeated, but I am saying it would not be easy. But I'm simply saying, when does the hate against the performers finally stop? When do these deluded morons finally get a clue in their head and realize to not cross the line? I really doubt this wrestling fan has even done anything in his life. And that's why he's obviously coming on here and trying to start something against Shayna Baszler. Typical wrestling fans today, they don't know their place. You can boo someone, you don't have to like them, you can voice your opinion, fine. but you need to know when to not cross that line. I would not anger Shayna Baszler at all. I would not mess with her ever. She's got the strength and muscle that if she focused hard enough, she could actually do permanent damage, if not kill a person. You don't piss somebody off like this. And Shayna, she handled it like a pro. Maybe this wrestling fan should think twice before running his mouth like this and saying stuff like that towards the wrong person. This has been my video, guys. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Talk to you guys later.